Have you ever made a promise to yourself at night that you would wake up early, but when the alarm went off in the morning, you forgot everything and went back to sleep? Maybe you've heard that successful people rise with the dawn. Maybe you tried it yourself, once, a few times, over and over again. But every time you ended up back at the same point. I went to bed too late, I'm tired, not today, you told yourself. But what if I asked you this? What if the most valuable hours of the day are actually that quiet window before everyone else opens their eyes? What if one man's life could show us exactly how the early morning hours can completely transform a person? This is the true story of a man who started life with no cards in his hand, yet turned the silence of the morning into his most powerful weapon. Stay with me until the end, because the story might just be the spark you've been waiting for. In a small town where machines never fell silent, filled with sirens and factory whistles, there lived a 34-year-old man named James. James worked the night shift at a large storage facility. He left for work before darkness fell and returned home with the first light of morning. What he earned was barely enough to survive. He lived in a small, damp apartment. Most of the furniture was broken. His clothes were worn out. But the heaviest burden wasn't the material poverty. The heaviest burden was that suffocating feeling he carried home every morning. As if life was flowing past him behind closed doors, he would see the lights filtering through his neighbors' windows. Mothers getting their children ready for school. Men straightening their ties on their way to office jobs, families laughing together. And James would think to himself, is this how it's always going to be? While everyone else was living the hope of a new morning, he was dragging himself home under the weight of a night that never seemed to end. He had done everything he could to change. He had applied for different jobs, but without a diploma, doors closed on him one by one. He had wanted to learn new things, but working nights and then doing something productive during the day felt nearly impossible. His mother called from the village every week. James, when are you going to find yourself a better life? I'm getting old, son. I want to see you standing on your own 2 feet. James would force a cheerful tone into his voice. Very soon, Mom, everything will work out. But he had no idea how it would work out. The most painful truth was this: James was not lazy. He walked the entire warehouse from end to end, carrying out his duties without ever losing focus. But intense effort alone wasn't changing anything. He was like a squirrel spinning inside a wheel that led nowhere. Every morning as he fell into bed, he felt the world moving forward while he slept through it. And the same question kept circling in his mind. There has to be another way. But where? That cold December night, his phone vibrated before his shift was over. It was his sibling. James, come quickly. Mom has been taken to the hospital. His heart sank. He got on the first vehicle he could find. Within hours, he was at his mother's bedside. The doctor said she had suffered a crisis triggered by prolonged exhaustion and stress. She needed rest, regular nutrition, and medication, none of which they could easily afford. His mother took his hand, her voice low and tired. James, my time is running short. Don't waste your life like I wasted mine, son. Find a way out. Promise me. James sat beside her until she fell asleep. He stared for a long time at those tired hands that had wrestled with the earth for decades. Both of them were struggling, yet both of them were standing still. Something broke inside him in that moment. Not from sadness, but from anger. Anger at his own helplessness, anger at this endless cycle. When he stepped outside the clinic, the sky had not yet grown fully dark. It was 5 in the morning. The village was asleep, but a few farmers had already set off toward their fields. Birds had begun to sing. The wind was clean and light. And James, standing in that quiet morning moment, made a decision. Enough, he whispered. I will no longer live this life. Whatever it takes, I will find a way. On the bus back to town, he had an unexpected encounter. Sitting across from him was a man in his 60s, a book in hand, calm in appearance. James recognized him, Mr. Kareem, one of the town's well-known businessmen. What was surprising was the hour. The day had barely broken. James gathered his courage. Excuse me, I'm surprised to see you on the bus at this hour. The man smiled. I wake up at 4:30 every day. I read, think, and plan my day before the world wakes up. Doesn't the lack of sleep affect you? I go to bed at 9 in the evening. 7.5 hours. That's enough. Mr. Kareem noticed the exhaustion on James's face. Do you work nights? Yes, security. What time do you sleep? Around 7:30 in the morning. Until 4 in the afternoon. Mr. Kareem nodded thoughtfully. You're awake when the world sleeps, and you sleep when the world works. It's no wonder progress feels so hard. He leaned forward. Let me share with you a truth that transformed me when I was young. The 2 hours between 5 and 7 in the morning are the hours when ordinary people build extraordinary lives. While everyone else is still dreaming, you can be constructing your real life. James noticed something stirring inside him that he hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. But how? I work until 6 in the morning. Then change your schedule. Sleep as soon as you get home. Even 5 hours is enough to start. Then, during the day, while the world is up and moving, build your real life. And whenever you can, aim for 5 a.m. every day. That's the whole secret. Mr. Kareem pulled a card from his wallet. If you're truly ready to change, call me. I'll show you how to use those hours. But only if you're serious, because this requires a level of discipline most people simply can't sustain. The bus pulled up to James's stop. He gripped the card in his palm and made a promise to himself. I'm starting tomorrow. That day, James took his first truly conscious step. The following morning, he called Mr. Kareem. For the first time in years, he was awake in the middle of a weekday. They met at a small cafe, and Mr. Kareem looked at him with approval. You actually changed your sleep schedule. Most people say they will, but can't do it. You did. Now let's talk about how to use these hours. He picked up a piece of paper and drew a simple sketch. James, think of your life as a building. Right now, that building is cracking and crumbling. Why? Because you've never invested any time in its foundation. Every day, you've only been trying to stay standing. He drew a foundation beneath the building. The hours between 5 and 7 in the morning are exactly that foundation. While everyone is asleep or just beginning their day, you are laying the groundwork for your tomorrow. 2 hours a day, 14 hours a week, 60 hours a month, 730 hours a year. He wrote the numbers clearly. That's the equivalent of nearly 3 extra months of work in a single year. And all of it in hours when no one can reach you, when the world hasn't yet found you. James narrowed his eyes. 3 months. And here's how you will use that time, Mr. Kareem continued. This is not negotiable. This is a system. The first hour from 5 to 6 in the morning, skill time. Learn something that can change your economic situation. Not scrolling through social media, not watching a series. A real skill. A software program, a language, a trade. The internet now offers almost every course for free. There are no more excuses. The second hour from 6 to 7, body and mind time. In the first 30 minutes, walk, run, move. Your body is the vehicle for this journey. You can't leave it without maintenance. In the remaining 30 minutes, read, plan your day, or reinforce what you learned in the first hour. James took rapid notes. Mr. Kareem added 3 more rules. First rule, no exceptions. 5 a.m. means every day, including weekends. The thought of, I'll skip today, is the first step toward failure. Second rule, go to bed at 9 in the evening. You cannot run the system by sacrificing sleep. Sleep is not your enemy. Sitting in front of a screen until late at night is your enemy. Third rule, the first week will be very hard. Your body will resist, your mind will produce 1,000 excuses. Push through that threshold. After 21 days, it becomes a habit. After 90 days, it becomes your identity. Mr. Kareem fixed his eyes on James. I'm giving you a 3-month challenge. During this time, wake up at 5, use those 2 hours systematically, and then come back and show me what you've built. If you've truly done the work, I'll share my business connections with you. But if you quit halfway, don't call me again. Success goes to those who can show up even when conditions are difficult. James felt the weight of that challenge, but at the same time he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time, a sense of purpose. I'll do it. I promise. We'll see, said Mr. Kareem. Everyone says that. The next morning when the alarm went off, every part of James's body wanted to stop. His mind whispered, 1 more hour, just 1 more hour. But his mother's tired face in that hospital bed appeared before him. Mr. Kareem's words echoed. He threw off the blanket and got up. The first week was truly brutal. Eyes burning, head aching, he sat at his table at 5 in the morning. He watched free Excel and basic accounting videos on his phone. His mind wanted to drift, but he refused to let it. At 6, he pushed himself outside and walked for half an hour through his neighborhood. Then he came back, took notes, reviewed what he'd learned. At 7:30, he went to bed. At 2 in the afternoon, he got up and prepared for his night shift. The same cycle every day. It was exhausting. No one around him understood what he was doing. But on the morning of the 20th day, something shifted. James woke up on his own 2 minutes before his alarm. His body had adapted. And for the first time, he wasn't angry with himself for being awake at that hour. On the contrary, he felt ready. The Excel formulas were starting to make sense. The accounting concepts were settling in. When he completed his first online certificate, he felt his hands tremble slightly from pride. The morning walks were no longer an obligation. He dreaded but a moment he looked forward to. He had begun to love the sunrise, the empty streets, the feeling of, well, everyone else sleeps, I am building. By the end of the second month, he had 3 different online certificates. He had lost weight. His thinking had sharpened. People at work were beginning to notice. James, there's something different about you. What are you doing? He smiled. I've started using my mornings differently. In the 3rd month, James took what he'd learned and put it into action. He organized the warehouse inventory that the company had kept in disarray for years, laying it all out in a clean, structured spreadsheet. He presented it to his supervisor. His supervisor paused. How did you learn to do this? I wake up at 5 and teach myself. The news reached the manager and from there, upper management. On the evening of the 88th day, his supervisor pulled him aside. James, we're expanding the accounting unit. We need someone who understands how the warehouse operates and can work with numbers. This position is right for you. Day shift, double your current salary. James froze for a moment. 3 months ago, he had been a corner night security guard. Now he was being offered an office position. When do I start? Next Monday. That night, he called Mr. Kareem. His voice was trembling. Mr. Kareem, 90 days. I didn't miss a single morning. And today I got promoted. There was a brief silence. Then Mr. Kareem's voice, warm and satisfied. I knew you would. There was that determination in your eyes. But don't forget, 5 a.m. is no longer a strategy. It's who you are. I won't stop. This is me now. 1 year later, James was the company's head accountant. He had moved his mother to live with him and begun a proper course of treatment for her. They lived in a comfortable apartment. And every morning at 5, he opened his eyes, not out of obligation, but because he knew those hours were now the most valuable time that belonged to him. He was learning new software, reading books, planning the bigger picture. His colleagues would sometimes ask, James, why do you still wake up so early? You've already made it. He would smile and answer, success is not a finish line. It is a choice made anew every single day. And my choice begins at 5 in the morning. My friend, James's story proves something to you, your life can change. Not someday in the future. Not once conditions improve. Right now, tomorrow morning. Most people believe that transforming their life requires a great opportunity, powerful connections, or some special talent. But the real difference lies in what you do during the hours when everyone else is sleeping. Between 5 and 7 in the morning, the world has not yet woken up. There are no notifications, no noise, no pressure. Your willpower is fresh. Your capacity to focus is at its peak. That window is the window in which you can change the direction of your life. The people who know this wake up early. Athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. Not because they are superhuman, but because they have learned that winning the morning means winning the day. Now I'm offering you the same challenge. Step 1. Tonight, set your alarm for exactly 5 in the morning. Not 5:10, not 5:15, exactly. 5. Put your phone far from your bed so that you have to physically get up to turn it off. Step 2. Decide right now what you will work on in that first hour. A skill you want to learn, an area you want to develop, a certificate you want to earn. Choose one single thing and commit to it for 90 days. Step 3. Make going to bed at 9 in the evening a habit. Staying in front of a screen until late doesn't kill your sleep. It kills your morning. Sleep is not your enemy. Time wasted drifting away in the late hours is your enemy. I'm telling you this. If you wake up at 5 every morning for 90 days and use those 2 hours with genuine intention, your life will not look the same. Maybe there won't be a dramatic leap in a short time. Maybe the change will come slowly. But you will change. You will become someone more focused, stronger, more determined. And that person can open any door they choose in life. James had no diploma, no capital, no connections. He had only one decision. Every morning, he would not hit snooze on that alarm. You have far more than he had. You're watching this video, that alone is an advantage in itself. The only question is this: will you use that advantage starting this morning? Or will you hit snooze again tomorrow and find yourself standing in the same place 5 years from now, whispering if only? If this story touched you and you're ready to join the 5 a.m. club, press the like button right now. Let that be the promise you make to yourself. Then write in the comments, what will you work on in your first hour tomorrow morning? Let's hold each other accountable. I will read every comment. Send this video to someone who says they want to change but can never quite take that first step. Sometimes all a person needs is the right story heard at the right moment. And every week on this channel, I will continue sharing the stories of people who have transformed their lives, along with the exact methods they used. Subscribe and don't miss a single one. Don't forget the words James whispered at the clinic door that morning. I will no longer live this life. That moment changed everything. Your moment could be this one. When the alarm rings tomorrow morning, will you throw off that blanket and get up? Your future self is waiting on the other side of that decision. Don't make them wait any longer.